Yeah.
Thank you
So
so much.
actually, we have the communication like client to server communications. We have three types of client server communication. One
Mhm.
tier one communication comes in like direct communication. Client system is connected to server computer. The server computer, so whatever maybe like database servers or SQL servers, MySQL, PostgreSQL, whatever maybe. So if you from client to server, there is direct communication is there. Server we can connect it to without having any middle interfaces directly via from the client side. We are using the client application like PostgreSQL. For PostgreSQL, we are using the pg admin, MySQL workbench, and MySQL server. So like there are the different client applications. By in the that client application, we are directly connected to server system and we are accessing the information from server. This is one type of the communication way. This is the client server architecture. After the next to T2 level, so we have the this is the, your client to mission. We have the server computer. In middle, we have the one more layer. So that layer is called as a like a business layer or web logic layer. So this is
Mhm.
the business layer. So we can also call it business layer. This is the presentation layer. This is we also call as a data center layer. So in the data center layer, so we have the data center server. So we have SQL servers here. We are maintaining MySQL, MS SQL, and PostgreSQL. So this is the DB server computer. This is your client machine. This is your Windows system or Mac operating system or Linux computer. In your browser, if you open any website, for example, www.ping.com, google.com, they request go to actually Google server. In Google server, middle we have the DNS server. So first request goes to DNS server. DNS will do the name resolution, IP to name, IP name to IP. DNS will check, server will check the where is that web server. The web server will give the output and again process the request and give the result. That results will be displayed to the our mission. So this is general process. So in middle we have that layer. That layer we call it business layer or web logic layer. So here in your system, we are doing the graphical GUI testing, graphical user interface testing. So here we have to do the API testing, application programming interface testing, API testing we are doing. This is the database servers information API. So in your, for example, see, I will show you an example. You can open your browser and search for any website. For example, I want to search for www.yahoo.com. So www.yahoo.com. You think like that. So my interface have the capability of the give the output. This is my interface of this is the output of the Yahoo web
Mhm.
server. If you right click here, go for the coding part, inspect. If you click on inspect, you can see. Actually, this is the source page it will display. Yeah, this is the information. This
Mhm.
information, this conversion, this is actual code. This code will maintained by the Yahoo server. So this conversion done by browser only. So the end user don't know how to convert this information. So this browser have the such capability. It's convert the actual information to the user interface format. This is the actual our user interface format. You can see where is source page. If you want this page source, see this is the user interface source page. So source page, this is the format of the source page. So this for
Mhm.
this is the API testing page. This is the end user graphical. This is, we can also GUI testing. So this we called as a API testing. The API testing we can done middle server. So this middle server application is called as the Postman application. So click on open this one. So first request go to the middle server. So business layer to app server. Again request come to business layer. Again request come to the end user. So here we are scripting the directly, we are removing this client permission. Directly we are testing here only. So you need to log into your application business layer. In business layer example tool is the Postman application. The Postman application is look like it's work as a business layer tool. So in this Postman application, direct we have the coding part. So like here we can use the programming language and scripting language. You have two types of language, scripting
Mhm.
languages, programming language. So programming language Java, C, net, that like that. Scripting language we are using different scripting language. So both languages here we can use in this layer only. So if you send the request directly, we can reply get from server. So we coding part, code validation, modification, everything is done by using this API server. So we can set the API application program interface here only. So in the client application, instead of browser, we are directly logged into the Postman application. So we can save the time. So in the cloud, in the browser, we need to convert that code information. It will take a long time. So instead of directly, this easy process. So once you log into this Postman application, you can do and you can check it also. Example, see, this is the once you log into the Postman application. So right side you can see workspaces. So you need to set the new workspace. So how to create your workspace, my workspace or development workspace. This is your project folder, workspace. Summary, test space. If you have team members, we can add here and you can invite to them also. Create a workspace and team. You need to create the workspace first. Like this is the Postman is the application working business layer. It's look like we can send the invite request to put request, get request directly to the server. Go to your workspace. Yeah. So once you create workspace, now you can see this is the home page. It look like here we can create the collection, so environment, so we can create the mark server, so everything is possible. Let's see. Yeah, this is my workspace. So we'll click go. Yeah, like this we can create a step by step. Yes. Next. Right. See, so I logged into my dev workspace. Now you can create the request to create a request to create a collection request to. So let me create one. You can import here from scratch also. From scratch, just you can create the new collection name. Yeah. So test collection. Test. And then just you can create the collection. Yes, as per the request for you. Now click on create request. Once you click on create request, here we need to give the outputs. Yeah. So here we have give all the outputs like see if you noted request. No, yeah, these are the you can get the request, post request, put request, patch, delete, copy, hard. So all options generally get to put to post to delete to. These are the application we are generally using. Now instead of my browser, so I'm clicking a WPF, right? So I want to know this what is code is the background coding part, everything we can know by using the Postman application. So same URL I am entering here, Postman www.yahoo.com. Click send, just click on send request. Now you can see the details in below. See below you can see the information I get. So this is the actual user interface. User don't know. Actually, this is the output, but the background output what is happening. So we can see from Postman application. So this is what is coding part. How they are implemented their web page. So what is the actual language they are using? What are the parameters they are using? What type of string they are using? So all the information you can validate here. So you can see raw information. So this is the syntax programming language. They are HTML. They are using reviews, visualization information. So everything is we can get. So actual information we can get here. So we can validate also here. So we can headers also we can see authorization, what type of authorization they are using. Headers, what are the headers? We can modify header information also. These all information we can get it from this. So click on headers. We have 21 headers here. So see what type of headers they are: data, P3 ping, cache control. So actual source information we can find by a Postman application. In your client system, we cannot find the source details, all the source details. Just we can access your application by using the endpoint. But here, if you want to access this web page via Postman application, this application will give the total information. So what is the there is type of scripting language or programming language? See, pre-request script, test to settings. You can all settings you can do here like that. So if you want to save this query, now you can save also. So you just click on save as. You can give the name also. Yahoo query. Yahoo save. Test project save. Now this is my collection. Test project is my collection. Under my collection, I have the one server I connected. That I connected one endpoint. This is my endpoint URL. This endpoint URL, the Yahoo server. My Postman is gonna send the request to the Yahoo server. Yahoo server reply back to the my Postman application. So by Postman application, find these details. So in the server computer, they are using this programming language. This is information behind. That means API testing, we can do it here. So instead of graphical testing, here API testing is possible. So like that, we can enter any application, for example, www.google.com. So now it send the request to get means is send request to Google server. Google server respond to our Postman application. Server reply back to our application. Here not giving entire the actual result. It give the coding result. So if you think from here, it will give the actual output, but coding part is not will happen. So here we can see the coding part, entire coding part, and header information, cookies also, what type of cookies they are using, and then headers. So these are the information they are using. So how they are developed the application, how they are testing. So what is background happening. So all the information we can verify. Now we can save this one also. Like that, you can save directly with the URL also. You can save. If you can save as you can with some particular name also you can save. Yeah, it is saved. This it's a new request. So generally every time you have to enter a new request, create new request. Your www.google.com send request. Now you can save your query. This information will be saved into your Postman application. So whenever you want, you can test here. So this is the Google GCP save. It will save. Whenever you want to, you can review the code also. So how they are executing that code, what type of information they are using. So everything is possible. This is query. Whenever you want, you can run also like this. Again, go for a test project. You can create a new thing. Yeah, okay. Create new request. In real time, you have the sample request also. I will give some API test application. You can go on here. This URL. You can see some sample applications also. So if you take get request, this is some endpoint URL. Here under getter, you can take all the endpoint URLs only. So go for your Postman application. This is sample one, get endpoint URL. Just click on send request. It connected to that server and give some result. This is in JSON format. See, this is under JSON format. Now you can save this query. Query save as. So this is save it to URL. Yeah, you can save like this. And same way we can enter the one more request. So let's try to give the put request, and you can get the post request also. This is the URL for post request. Now you can enter this information. You can get it also. Go to Postman request. Instead of get, select the post. Click post. The request go to server. As per your command, server will respond to the your Postman application. Send. And we can see the what is the response from the server, what type of information we are. You can check the header information, actual source code information, so looping information, so endpoint URL. This is the actual endpoint URL. All the information you can get it here. You can save the query also like that. So we can make the n number of collections we can save here like this. So under your project, n number of collections, see get request, some request I send, some post request like that. After that post, yeah.
Like for if we say of get can we call this as a method or a query, like get, put, post and everything?
Like you say like a like it is a container application. By
Okay.
this application, we instead of your client computer directly, client computer we are using the browsers, right? Instead of using browsers, if you use browsers, we are getting output only, just to actual page of the web applications website. You're able to access your website. But if you are in same request, if you send by a Postman application, not only output, actual interface, source code also you can get it from the server. So what is the source code behind? How that source code converted into actual actual output information? As a developer, we need the source code. So this is the source,
Right.
source code they are using to implement this web page. So by using that source code, in case if you want to you attempt up your organization developing any web applications or web apps or any project. So if you click that URL, you send the get request to your server. From your server, you can get the some source code information. So that based on your request, you can modify that source code, or we can work on that source code accordingly as per our task.
Okay.
So
Right.
like this is the container application to send the request to the like it's
Server.
server. So send
Yeah.
request to server. Server once server respond, we can see the details. We can modify we can validate. Like it's a testing, API testing, application
Okay.
programming interface testing. In our computer generative testing, we are using different software sets. Like so olden days we are using the testing different building software, Gradle and Maven. So we are using different testing, right? Instead of that
Right.
third-party softwares, this is the all-in-one. Like we can do all type of testing here. So HTML like testing. Now you can see coding part also is displayed. Here different coding parts also you can see. So overview tab. So it can implement based on different codings. So all type of coding also, all programming language also included here.
Right. Yeah.
But this same task we can next version VS Code also we can use VS Code editor also. That is also
Yes.
do
Yeah.
the same task VS Code editor also.
Yes, I have used VS Code. In fact, I have in my system Visual Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like maybe a year ago, I was using it for communicating with CentOS.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Same
right.
process. So it is a similar like a Postman. So some
Okay.
companies they are using the VS Code. Some of the organization they are using the Postman applications. See,
Okay.
you can send the languages CR URL, see different language, C language URL, HTTP, Java. So your client request, you can send via different languages, PHP request, you can send PowerShell, Python. You can send any client request, client applications like this. So go for collections. There are the APIs. It's my workspace. Yeah. So here you can add some cookies also. So everything is possible. You can add cookies. So it is all in one tool. Show you. So and also we have the delete queries also. You can use the delete queries. This is the path I'm using delete query. Connection. So select delete here. So we can delete to whatever you want from server. It will delete automatically. Send request. It will send the delete query. So if you want to delete it, this is query they are using. So we can get the entire information. So for creating what they are using, what type of coding, for deletion, what type of coding. So for patching, what type of coding. So here we have patch. We select patch, it will give the patch type of coding also. You have different codes. You can save this. So all collections display under our project, test project. So these are all running connections. See,
Right. Yeah.
for example, patching. This is also patching open request. And also, if you have your coding from your Git, so we can connect it to your GitLab or GitHub repository also. So Bitbucket and GitLab.
Right.
Yeah.
I do not see Git still over here, but I have seen Bitbucket in this like
Now,
the 2D soft. Yeah.
once you open, like based on the company
Hmm.
protocols, I think there's some companies they use the Git, some companies they are using the Bitbucket also. Once you log
Yeah.
in the account, now you can see you can start with start with something here. Create a new request collection. on API workspace. This is the first step we are doing. Next, you import an existing file. If you have existing file, import an API schema file from your local drive or GitHub. From your local drive on GitHub also, you can upload to your app. So if you click on import file, now it will display. So these are the formats. So open API format only, it will accept. RAM format, GraphQL format, CURL format, WAD format. So based on the organization request, they can use CRL format. You can upload your files from using CRL format. And for cloning, these are the folder links, raw text data. So where you can clone by using this JSON format. Like if you have the JSON files, right? Like this, you can clone also, and also raw data, text data. Also, you can type here. So you can type, you can enter, you can continue. On code repository, so these are the two options. So import from code repository, select Git service to scan files from the scan import. You can use GitHub or Bitbucket. You click GitHub, yeah, it will connect to automatically your GitHub account. Click continue, it will connect to your account. Like this,
Right.
yeah, you are authorized. Now it will display automatically our information in your repository. See, this is my all repository. This is my GitHub account username. This is my repositories. All repository display. What repository you want, you can select from your repository. Data will be loaded here.
Hmm.
So you can
Okay.
select any repository. From there, it will code it from here. So it is selected main branch name is, and you click on continue. So in this code file below formats only, JSON format, different formats are there. So based on that format only, they accept. You can use Bitbucket also.
Hmm.
Bitbucket, you can clone the data from Bitbucket also, like this. Grant access. It will connect it to. I mean, Postman is integrated with your GitLab, GitHub. Again, it can integrate with the Bitbucket also. We have two options. This is the open source, anyone can use. So this is a
Yeah.
free account only. For
Hmm.
testing purpose, your personal account, just create your Gmail account with your account, and you can test
Yeah.
all the options. Similar options are there in your corporate app also. So they will give
Right.
a GitHub account, but we have limited access in your corporate account. Based on your access, you can work on your task.
Right. Yeah.
So we can connect it. Yeah, it will open.
I had a question like this weekend. I was just wondering because they are focusing on Splunk
Yeah,
right now for me. So what happens like every now and then the notifications and alert of Splunk comes in email. So it is then I was reading also about it, like it is collection of the log details and then analyzing
yeah.
and for Splunk. So will it not be real time? Like uh, if we take about the support, we have to do outside our office hours, right? Job hours.
Right.
So when they ask me or like the task I have to perform on Splunk, like on this during the job hours, because it will be real time, I believe. So like how will it work? I'm wondering.
Okay, generally in Splunk, Splunk is nothing but it's a backend server. So we are using
Right.
backend server. So Splunk connected to the front end server. So in front ends we have the USB portals like unified interface for unified service portal. From front end server. So once opening front end server dashboard, this year we can have all the front end server information. From there we can check the output. So once you log into the backend server Splunk. So Splunk, we need to execute some queries. So queries based on the shell queries we can run, Python queries we can run, batch commands we can run. So based on the request, we need to run the queries. Already they set the one dashboard for your work. So once you select your dashboard here, from dashboard we need to run these queries. At query part, we have some parts like starting part, start date, end date. I mean, we need to select some RFS date to RFA date to RSO dates and devices. So you can do the device management to device integration, project management to project monitoring. Everything is you can done based on the query. So each task depends on query. A particular task, you SQL database, we have one task. Linux servers we have one task, and Windows servers we have task. So based on our query, result will be displayed. So that result we can take output format is that CSV format. So that CSV format we can convert it into Excel format. From Excel format we can take the result and we can send it to our leader or manager.
Okay.
This is format. I mean, we can run the query based on the daily. We can run the Splunk queries. Weekly we can schedule the Splunk queries, and monthly also you can schedule the queries. So this
Okay.
query part only problem. So this query, how to run the query based on your task. So we need to understand the what task they have given. Based on the task, we need to run the particular query. Before that, we will verify previous samples what their queries running. In the dashboard also we can see what are the queries available. Once you got access, right, Splunk access, we can get
Right.
we can get the some previous query dashboards and previous queries also we can test. Once we start our project, based on the project we can see some similar. They will also explain initially this is the task, this query we have to use. So what we have to do, that result we can send it to the information as per particular department.
Right.
So
Okay.
this is completely backend work. So like we it may be the PowerShell queries or PowerShell commands we have to use, like the Python query we need to run. So based on the query parts, we need to work on the query syntax part. So
Right.
yeah, it will come some columns, rows. So we need to retrieve the data based on the CSV format. That
Okay.
CSV files we can import to the, you can convert it to Excel files. That Excel files we can send it to management team.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a problem. Once you got access, so I will explain you how to do this Splunk query. I mean,
Right.
my organization also we are using this Splunk, so it is a
Okay.
easy process only. But we need to access. Once you get access, first we will first to do the results. I will tell you how to query the and how to test the result. First, we need to set the dashboard also sometimes. So dash
Yeah.
the management set the dashboard is okay. They're not set. We need to set the one dashboard and log into our dashboard. We need to set the all the fields and we need to run the query based on our requirement.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Okay.
So under this Splunk, they are connected to management to dev servers are connected to management production servers connected to testing servers
Mhm.
also connected. So
Yeah.
we're not sure what type of information they want. By example, they want all dev server information, dev servers, so hardware information or version information, license information, anything they can ask. So once you run the query, it will give the result of the dev server information, or can give the production server information or testing server information. So you can get
Yeah.
any device information, any server information, whatever may be. That information we need to verify any license are expired, any SQL data, any patches are if you pay any their servers are running with lowest patches or older patches. But patch management we need to start the project. So
Okay.
patch management, for example, we are using the Windows servers with the old version. So for example, Windows 10, they are using home version. They want to enterprise version. So we need to run some patches to get the recent version like that. In case they are
Okay.
using the devices, firewall devices or Palo Alto networking device, each device they have the version. For example, they are in the version 11, latest version 11, 12 is released. The version 11 is in fact some vulnerabilities. So it is a problem with the version 11. Immediately we can switch it to the version 12. So for this we are doing the patch management upgrade. So we
Right.
need to start the upgrades. So for that we need to create a CR ticket, instant ticket also. We have separate team for incident management, change management team. So that process also they will explain. Yeah, based on the roles and responsibility, we can take the tasks. We can do it also.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Splunk is
Yeah.
not a problem. Okay. Yeah, you just focus on the Jira only. As of now, you get the access Jira and Confluence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I even got the access for Jira. Just right now, I like logged in.
Okay.
So I can see a couple of things, but I just thought after the session, I will try to explore
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it is going.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just log into Jira portal and see the
Hmm.
old tickets. So you can see old bugs or old bug fixes, so and old tickets. So just see
Okay.
what they are communicating, what type of questions they are asking, how they are resolving, so that you will get some basic idea. Okay.
Okay.
So
So okay, I like in right now currently the on the screen of my Jira, it is like all the project types and the categories with. So it's like 2020 and like old projects and everything.
okay.
So
It is concerned to your project, right? You know your project, your colleagues. I think you manager,
Yeah.
your manager name, your lead name, right? You lead
Yeah,
one
they have
also
told me
project,
the
right?
project of aggregator pod.
Yeah.
So basically, they gave me an overview, like in the in terms, like they told, like if we are like the customers are logging into our bank, the website of the bank, or via
Right.
mobile application, or maybe through website or some other medium, or calling or something like that. So at that time, we are asking for username and password, and they are, I think, they are using some third party vendors for that.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
every time it is an issue for security, like every time you have to enter the password, and you have to follow that sso.
Okay.
So something they're planning, like generating the tokens, one time token. So
Okay.
just simply using that token, there will be less breaching of the security and passwords. So there's no need to enter the password. So it is something like that. I have to again go through it.
Okay, okay, we can set up see SSH keys, so GPP keys, and then personal token access keys we can set for the
Hmm,
GitLab, GitHub, and
hmm.
sometimes Bitbucket as well as.
Right. So
So
currently what I'm doing, like for the project discussion, like they gave me this overview in that meeting.
okay,
So because I do not miss any information, I am recording on my phone.
sure, sure. You
Uh,
can send me that recording.
because
I will
yeah,
verify. Yeah,
and even my manager, like the one with to whom I have to keep on reporting, his name is Nick. So he'll be closely monitoring my performance and feedback and everything. So my
okay, okay.
manager told me that he is having 16 to 17 years of experience, and he's very sharp. So like you have to be in his good books from your performance and from your knowledge and everything. And he gets irritated or annoyed if we ask the same question second time. So that's why, just to be on a safer side, I keep the recording.
Sure, sure. You can send me each recording so that I will verify, and we'll
Yeah,
proactively
sure. Yeah.
do the tasks. Not a problem.
Yeah, I have this. It is, I think, 20 to 30 minutes of recording. So
Yeah,
I'll share you with
sure,
him. Yeah.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, just log into Splunk and see the world tickets and
Hmm.
the world communication, how they are doing.
Okay.
Next time when we can even connect with your office laptop and share me the world
Yeah.
display. So I
Sure.
will
Definitely. Yeah.
points.
Okay. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
And even I'll go through this today Jira and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go through Jira. On the Postman of your time, just check Postman app
Yes. Yes.
application.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank